What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 7 team builder for the DnD or Dunsparces and Dragonites. This week we are taking on Morgan and the Canada Cryogonals. She's a very bulky team, very bulky boys on this team. She has Sylveon, Arcanine, Amoonguss, Miltank, Noctowl, Excadrill, Kingdra, Ditto, Uxie, Rabombi, and Alolan Raichu. Big problems is that it's super bulky team, and then Ditto can just copy me if I ever try and set up to break through her team. So we've got some countermeasures, but not a lot. My team in general doesn't have a fantastic matchup against her, actually. My wall breakers are great, but at the same time, a lot of my stuff really wants to set up to be able to break through her team, and I don't really want Ditto copying me and then Scarf killing me. So yeah, I'm expecting everything except the Noctowl to come. I think Noctowl has a very poor matchup against my team. I don't have the greatest special attackers in the world, and she has Miltank as a normal type to absorb my Ghost Stab from the special side, rather than Noctowl. Noctowl's weak to Zapdos as well, so if Zapdos came, then that would be a problem for her. And I have a lot of physical attackers, and Noctowl's physical defense is very poor. It's only base 50 compared to its base 96 special defense. So I think Noctowl's not coming, but I do think anything else could come against me. They all have reasonable matchups for the most part. I think only Kingdra is a maybe, although critting Hydro Pumps would be really painful to my team, and I'd probably just lose at that point, to be honest. Yeah, so let's run through the other things. She has priority in Sylveon with Quick Attack, Arcanine with Extreme Speed, Raichu with Fake Out, Extreme Speed, and Quick Attack. She has hazards in Miltank with Stealth Rock, Excadrill with Stealth Rock, Uxie with Stealth Rock, and Rabombi with Sticky Web. And she has removal with Noctowl with Defog, Excadrill with Rapid Spin, and Rabombi with Defog. And from what I see, she does not have a 4x weakness to anything. She has some mono, she's a lot of mono typings, and typings that aren't actually 4x weak to anything. So we're bringing more of a bulky team ourselves, because I think I can maybe match her a little bit and sort of stall her Pokemon out a little bit more. My walls are less weak to Toxic than hers are, because her only Steel type is Excadrill, and Excadrill's not really a wall. So Amoonguss obviously is going to take a Toxic because it's a poison type, but besides that, Sylveon and Miltank, Noctowl and Uxie and Arcanine, none of those want to take a Toxic. They'll all get worn down really quickly. First up is Steve. I love to start with the walls, and then we get more exciting as we go. I'm actually running Leftovers because I can't deal with Arcanine anyways with an Aqua Berry, and I think Leftovers is going to prolong my longevity as a wall against Excadrill and things like that instead. We're kind of spread out all over the place, but let's run over the moves first. I'm going to try and Spike Stack her. If she wants to keep switching out, then she's going to take like 25% from spikes. Rocks are really only good. Well, rocks are good against a few things on our team, but I'd rather have spikes, because if she copies me, the only thing that she's not gonna, that has nothing to do with it. I want spikes against her team. Spikes hurt the Excadrill a lot more than rocks do. Excadrill resists rock. I think it only takes like 6%. No, it 4 times resists 3%. I think it takes 3% from rocks, which is absolutely nothing. So I'd rather have spikes wear her team down a little bit more. Leech Seed again for wearing down her team, especially those walls cancel out the Leftovers recovery, and some more. Iron Head is there pretty much as our only attacking move. Her only resist to Iron Head is the she's got a few actually. Sorry, the Kingdra, the Arcanine, and the Excadrill, and the Alolan Raichu are all resists to the Iron Head, but it's my best attacking move this game. I was considering putting Knockoff on here, but then I can't deal with the Sylveon at all. And my team in general is reasonably weak to Sylveon. You know, Knockoff's better. Now that I'm talking about it, I'd rather get rid of some Leftovers and stuff like that. Running Toxic to deal with his walls. Her walls, oh my god, I'm so used to, sorry. We're running enough HP for it to be odd. A lot of Spidef, so that we can take, what were we Spidef taking? Hydro Pumps, I think. We can take like 4 Hydro Pumps from Kingdra that aren't crits, I think, maybe. I'm running Impish 60 defense because this lets us tank an Earthquake? I can't Oh, a body slam maybe? Body slam 5 hit KOs. Excuse me, body slam 5 hit KOs or something for Miltank? I can't remember what that is. Assuming she's running Sap Super Miltank, it's an okay switch in to my Ferrothorn. And then 32 in attack just to get a little bit more. I just put up the rest into attack to get a little bit more out of our knockoff. Yeah, so next up is our Spadef wall in Togekiss this week. We are going to try and paraflinch some things to death with this Togekiss, and we can roost if we have to. I know Defog with Spike Stack doesn't really make a ton of sense, but I'm sort of counting on Togekiss to get rid of webs, because webs are kind of a detriment to my team, and rocks could be a detriment to my team because I'm bringing 3 things weak to rocks this week. Yeah, so that's what that's there for. Roost for recovery, and then, yeah, Thunder Wave because I love to paralyze things in this league, and Air Slash because I love flinching. That's why I drafted Togekiss, right? Enough HP for it to be odd. 160 Calm in Spadef lets me take 3 Hyper Voices, I think, so I can just roost it off because we'll naturally outspeed the Sylveon unless she's running max speed Sylveon, which really doesn't make any sense. And then I pop the rest of the points into Special Attack so that we can actually do more damage with our Air Slashes, potentially flinch the Excadrill to death. Excadrill is going to naturally outspeed us, so Ferrothorn's really our solution to that. Next up are our breakers. So first up is Mega Medicham. Fake Out, Drain Punch, Zen Headbutt, and Poison Jab. As much as I'd love to not run Zen Headbutt and miss, I kind of need the extra bit of power to take on the Amoonguss a little bit better. Although Mega Medicham does really well against Amoonguss, I don't have Sleep Fodder for Spore, so that could be really dangerous. Poison Jab is there for the Sylveon because I don't want to risk missing Zen Headbutt. Although I could potentially put something else there and switch out Zen Headbutt for Psycho Cut, which I might do for the better crits. We'll see what happens with that. Poison Jab is going to hit the Alolan Raichu and the Uxie reasonably well. I don't have a great way to hit both these Psychic types. That's Mega Medicham's fatal flaw. Drain Punch for the recovery, and I don't want to miss high jump kicks, and I also think that she might run Protect on like Sylveon for like Wish Protect shenanigans. Running enough speed on here to outpace Arcanine and Uxie if they're max speed, especially if it's offensive Arcanine. That could be really bad if I wasn't outspeeding it. Although, keep in mind, Extreme Speed is still going to out-prioritize Fake Out even. No, sorry, Fake Out will go first. Excuse me. Max Attack, the rest in HP. Next up is Completion, our Zygarde 10%. Choice Banded because it's a great breaker with Band. 1000 Arrows, Outrage, Extreme Speed, and Toxic. I have Extreme Speed on there to outspeed the Arcanine and basically have the fastest priority in the game because we'll outspeed Raichu's Extreme Speed as well. Outrage is good once the Sylveon dies. Outrage does a lot more to her team, although 1000 Arrows is, again, fantastic for breaking, especially because we'll outspeed Excadrill unless it's Scarfed, and then we can kill that with 1000 Arrows. Toxic is there because I would imagine her walls are going to switch in on me. Something like an Uxie maybe, like a Fizz Def Uxie is a good switch into this. I don't think Arcanine is a good switch into this. She might do it, but I don't think it is. Rabombi is actually a reasonable switch into this, and I might want to Toxic that so that it can't just quiver and sweep me to death. Enough speed on here to outrun Alolan Raichu, max attack, and the rest into defense. It's a little bit more beneficial to tank physical hits than popping into HP would be because we have a higher base defense stat. So we'll see how that goes. Next up is Chandelure, our last breaker with, well, it's not really a last breaker because we bring 4 breakers, but Chandelure with Life Orb, Flash Fire, Flamethrower, Shadow Ball, Taunt, and Toxic. So my reasoning behind Flash Fire is that I can switch in on a Flare Blitz that Ferrothorn wants to take, and then Arcanine can't really touch me. Like, it gets bulldozed, but it can't really touch me, because usually you'd run like Flare Blitz, Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun, and Extreme Speed, which none of those can touch a Flash Fire Chandelure. So the idea is to do that, and then I can fire off a nice, mean, modest Life Orb boosted Shadow Ball. Taunt's there to stop recovery, like if Miltank wants to switch in on a Shadow Ball, then I can taunt it. She can't Milk Drink up. Toxic again for wearing down the walls. Wearing down the walls is kind of the key. Amoonguss can't touch this Chandelure very well either, and so I'm going to move these EVs because Amoonguss can't touch me. And Flamethrower is going to destroy that thing. absolutely hate moves that miss, so we're not running Fire Blast because it's a bad move because it can miss. So we're running Flamethrower over that. Modest max special attack gives us a ridiculous special attack stat, enough HP to make it odd, and then the rest is popped to Spit F. Because I want to take on the Amoonguss even better than I could before. Last but not least is Seabed Power, our Scolipede. We're bringing Zemu Scolipede yet again, Poison EMZ this week with Speed Boost. Speed Boost is maybe not the most necessary thing, although it would be nice to be able to outspeed things under webs. If Ditto copies me, I'm in a really bad spot, but you'll see we have a substitute on there just for that. Sword Stance, Poison Jab, Earthquake, and Substitute really only needed the 2 moves this week, and Acid Downpour is going to help out a lot at +2. A lot of things get 2-hit KO'd by Poison Jab at +2 because it is good stab and we're also adamant. Earthquake is there for the things that either are immune to Poison Jab or would take a hit from Earthquake better. So, for example, the Noctowl Poison Jab is better because it can't hit with Earthquake. The Rabambi Poison Jab is better because it's super effective. And the Uxie Poison Jab is better because it's immune to Earthquake. So the rest of her team, Poison Jab is still usually better, especially against Sylveon. The Arcanine, it might be better for me to Earthquake it. Amoonguss takes around the same with both because they're both neutral, but Poison Jab is stab. Ditto switching in on me, I think I would go for Earthquake. I'm not entirely sure on that. I don't have coverage really for it, but if Ditto wants to switch in on me and I'm behind a sub, then Ditto's not going to do anything, and so I can just Poison Jab it. We're max attack adamant with the rest of our EVs into defense to be able to take on nothing. Why did I have it there? It should be HP or Spit F, actually, to take on the Spit F hits a little bit better. This will let us tank a hit from the Sylveon. And I'm running 4 in speed because we already have an odd value of HP, and I wanted the 4 in speed in case she's speed creeping me with Rabambi potentially. I'm not sure if she would be, but that's a potential. And also, I'm not sure how it calculates out, but I'd rather just have the 4 in speed than putting it in than HP. It might go into defense later. It really doesn't matter because it's only 1 stat point, but I'm not sure how it factors into speed boost later, so that's kind of the idea with that. But we don't need max speed to start outspeeding things with speed boost. We're actually 1 point slower than max speed Noctowl right now, which I don't really care too much about, but after speed boost we'll outspeed the majority of her team. I think Rabambi would still outspeed us. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rabambi would still outspeed us, but that's fine. Yeah, so this is the team. 2 walls, kind of para-flinching, hopefully happens. Breaker, 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 breaker. You'll notice we're running Toxic on 2 of our breakers, Toxic on this, Thunderwave on this, so we're running a lot of status. She does have 2 Heal Bell users, 3 Heal Bell users? 3 Heal Bell users in Sylveon, Miltank, and Uxie, and that's something I'd be really sad to see her bring Heal Bell. She might, just because I've been paralyzing everything all over the place in this league. We'll see how it goes. This is actually a ridiculously hard matchup for me. I think she drafted an odd team, although it fits a really bulky playstyle well. She's managed to pick up some wins just by sort of like sitting in front of things for long enough, and Kingdra from critting things, and etc, etc. Yeah, so we'll see how this match goes, and I will see you guys for the match.